guys, welcome to episode 4 of Ask the HF Trainer. We've been getting some good responses from you guys in regards to questions. Like I always say at the end of the video, if you keep asking questions, we'll keep answering them. First question is for Chloe. How do you stay motivated to get up at 4:30 and train most days?
How do I stay motivated? I think I just do it. I think sometimes I just have to get up and do it. It makes me work better for the class that I'm about to teach. I like to have moved my body first thing when I get up. It always makes me be a little bit more vibrant when I coach, which is a good thing. And also, it might be the only chance that I've got in the day to actually go hard for that hour, the first hour of the day of training. It might be the only chance I get, so I have to do it, basically. And I've got goals as well, and my goals are really, really important to me. So, you know, I sacrifice an hour of sleeping at 4:30 to do the work that I've got to do. And yeah, I just, whenever I'm motivated to do it, I'll keep doing it.
Cool. Jeff says, I can only train at HF twice per week at the moment, and I'm looking for a workout idea to do in between these classes. How would you, Shane Richards, train if you wanted to get a full body strength-based workout without having access to a gym? So Jeff, I'm going to assume that you have absolutely no equipment whatsoever, because you didn't write if you did or not. I know you have a gym at home in the garage, but I'm not sure how well equipped that gym is. So basically, if it was me, Jeff, I'd be focusing on the foundations of movement. I would lunge, I would squat, I would push. If I could find something I would use as like a pulling movement, and I would bend. So I would try and incorporate, if I couldn't make HF more than twice a week, I would incorporate maybe a push-pull day, upper body, and a bend and lunge or squat day. So those other 2 days, that'd be 4 days you'd be training. I would try my best to make these movements as hard as possible. So time under tension, where I will try and do push-ups for, say, 120 seconds. Now, the reason I use that time frame is because that's normally the hypertrophy range, so borderlining hypertrophy strength. We don't have any real equipment from what I'm assuming, so it's really difficult to get a pure 3 to 5 rep type of movement. So you need to add tension and add as much volume and tension as you can in that. Some simple workouts like Tabata, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off if you get bored of the other stuff I was talking about. But again, upper body push-pull. There's heaps of stuff in your garden, and I've seen photos of your garden you could probably use. Heavy rocks. Go to Bunnings, pick up a couple of cinder blocks. I know it sounds silly, but they're fantastic for adding loading if you need to. Also, just stuff around the house, like if you get a milk carton, that's like 3 kilos if you fill it full of water or sand. Am I in the shop?
Yeah.
Simple things that you can use around the house, like a bucket. If you've got leftover cement, you can fill the bucket full of cement. These things seem silly, but when you don't have access to a gym outside of those 2 days, you're going to need to find unique ways of doing it. An old basketball that you fill full of sand and tape up, that's going to be a wall ball. So you can make your own equipment if you don't have any. And if you need to use your body, it's really simple. Use tension. So slow your reps down, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Add pauses, time in each position. So halfway up, all the way down. Any position you can pause in will be fine. That's kind of how I would do it and how I have done it in the past. I haven't always had my own gym. So when I didn't have my own gym, it was something that I did do. Thanks for that. Good question, Jeff. Thanks. Ainsley says, do either of you have food philosophies that you follow? If so, what are they? I assume stuff like paleo, organic, free range, stuff like that. So Chloe and I kind of have a few philosophies. You know, we always want to try and pick the best quality food we can. Free range.
Yeah.
Is something.
Free range, organic, grass-fed, grass-finished, those sorts of types of brand products that we try and get, and basically if we can't make it in our own kitchen, we try to avoid it. So generally all sort of homemade, locally sourced foods, as minimal amount of processed foods as possible, and just whole foods. Basically, we just try and nourish our bodies with whole foods each day. And I mean, you know, we don't not have a life or have a social life or whatever with choosing to live this lifestyle and eat that way. And if we're to go out and eat, then we go out and eat. And if we're to sort of have some birthday cake, we'll have some birthday cake. So I'm not going to say that we don't ever, never eat outside those lines or outside those philosophies, but generally in day-to-day life, we definitely try and stick to whole foods and only foods that can be made in our home kitchen.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult in this day and age to always have access to good quality food, especially good quality meat, even harder vegetables. But, you know, we do our best and we do what we can. We're like everybody else. You know, sometimes we need to make exceptions, and we make exceptions and we understand the exceptions we're making. And we do so, and then we try and make up for it when we can. So Ricky's question was to all trainers, what's your least favorite movement or one you need most work on? I think Matt answered a lot on this for his one. So I'll just quickly tell you my least favorite movement is pistols. I am yet to master them. I can do them on a good day. I don't know if I'd be able to do them straight away without having a proper warm up. So that's the one I hate the most and the one I need the most work on. What's the worst movement for you, Chloe? Least favorite movement. You know what? Probably have to be the rower, hey? And it's probably the most simple to some and to a lot of people. But if I had a least favorite, and it's probably because I find it hard, I make myself get on there and do it. I make myself do sprints. I make myself do long, Ks on there. But I feel like when I'm doing it, I'm forcing myself to do it. I don't generally get on there and enjoy doing it. It's definitely something that I've got to push myself to do every single week. Not fun.
Short little levers suck, but they work to my advantage in other movements. So can't have it all.
Cool. So that's the ones we probably aren't fantastic with, or we need the most help with. There's 2 questions here I want to touch on. The first one we'll go with Ariel. It says, question for Chloe and Shane, how do you keep up with food, workouts, general food life, stuff while you traveled recently? You really... Oh, wait. That's not... How do you keep up? Oh, cool. So basically she wants to know how we keep up with our food, workout, and general good life.
So generally we'll prep as much as we can prep and take on the particular day leaving for travel or whatever. If we try and choose hotels and stuff that have self-contained kitchens as well, so we can food prep while we're away. Recently, with our travels to places like America and Bali and things like that, a lot of room service. It's generally not great quality or sourced from great quality foods, but it's the best quality we can get. So we basically just choose the best quality that we can get with what we've got to work with. So, just room service, fish, vegetables, no dressings, things like that. I go to restaurants and say I'll have the steak and vegetables with nothing, and you get funny looks. And I've even taken avocados to different restaurants and stuff like that, and I'm cutting them up under the table and whatnot, lemons and things like that. So I just do the best with what we've got with where we're going, and order the best thing that I think looks like the best thing for me from the menu, and change it where I need to change it, because they'll change it for you wherever. Just know that when you go on holidays, you're not obviously going to get the best source of food.
Yeah, it's very hard to keep that same lifestyle.
Yeah.
But also in places like California, when we've traveled there before, you can almost call ahead to some of the companies that work within California. They have like cured meats and things that you can keep pretty much for the whole time you're traveling. So that works. I think US wellness meats do stuff like that, and you can get them ordered to your hotel. So we've done that in the past as well.
We went to Whole Foods a lot too.
Whole Foods in the States are fantastic. You can get organic, free range, everything you want. It's probably the best place. So depending on where you're traveling, Thailand, there's just obviously we kept it local as possible. So local fruits and vegetables, and then if we knew where the food meat source was from, sometimes it's hard to trust in certain third world countries. But yeah, we just did what we could. Coconuts.
Yeah, heaps of coconuts.
Bali was a little bit tougher.
Thailand was just kind of really
That was
good.
easy. Then the next one was Angie McKenzie. She asked a question for all or any coaches: how do you stay motivated when you are having a slump in training or whilst carrying an injury? Now, slumps, in my opinion, happen all of the time. They can happen frequently. They can happen every single freaking week. So it is important to always, every time you pick up on this slump, to ask yourself a few different questions. So the quality of your training and life will be reflected by the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. So if the questions I'm asking myself have depth, so why am I doing what I'm doing? What does it mean to me? What is my purpose? Things like that really give me value in my training and value in my life, regardless if it's training or if it's a personal goal. So the quality of the questions I ask every single day. So if I'm having a slump, I will definitely sit back right before I train and go, what am I really trying to achieve? And can I achieve it today? And if I can, then I'll train. If I can't, then I do something that will help me achieve it in some other way that I thought. But injury-wise, I suffered an accidental injury jumping up onto a pull-up rig in the last 5 weeks now, and I tore the fascia in my lat. So that was a very unpleasant injury. I couldn't use my lat. I physically couldn't do pull-ups. I couldn't do rope climbs. Certain movements I just couldn't do. Motivation was something that I didn't need to rely. I didn't achieve my goals or set my goals. Sorry, I didn't set my goals because my lat wasn't injured. I set my goals for other reasons. I set my goals because I want to be better. I want to be stronger. I want to be faster. And just because I hurt my lat doesn't mean that I have to give up on those goals. It just means that I have to find a new way around those goals. I have to then momentarily put things like pull-ups and toes to the bar to the side. That's not going to prevent me from achieving my goal. And I'm not going to let it, and I'm not going to use it as a freaking excuse like some people can. It can be very easy to go, well, my lat hurts and I can't do the things I'm good at because I was good at toes to bars and muscle ups and rope climbs. So my training consisted of a lot of those movements, and then I couldn't. So I wasn't going to let that define me and define the fact that I wasn't going to achieve my goals. I want to be as fit as I can for the comps that we've got coming up for HF, which is the Riot Games. I just want to be as strong as I can all the time. It's just a constant goal. So for me to give up on it because my lat was sore, it wasn't the reason I had the goal to begin with. I had bigger reasons for it. So I just find a new way, work around.
Work on other stuff until that area is good to go, and then
Chloe had back-to-back broken wrists, so that was something she broke her wrist, and then within 12 months broke the other one. So it was a shit time, a whole year of modification. I just posted a video about 20 minutes ago of a lady who's about, I think 80. If you can find someone with more injuries than her, it'll be hard to find. And the video was about her training. She wasn't ready to give up. She wasn't ready to die, is what she quoted. She wanted to find a way to make herself healthy and fit. Even though she's had hip replacement, knee replacement, parts of her spine removed. She's got diabetes. She's got so many things wrong with her, but she didn't let that stop her. And in that video, it's inspirational. So if you haven't watched it, jump online and watch it. I've linked it.
I think it's just important to always focus on the things you can do. Don't dwell on the things that you can't do. Focus on the things that you can do. Yeah, it sucks. Injuries suck. Slumps suck. It all sucks when you're having those low periods. But around the corner is another high. And it's just the yin and yang, and it's just a part of the process that everyone has them. People have them weekly. People have them monthly. People have them daily. It just depends on obviously the person and whatnot. But I just think focus on what you can do and don't beat yourself up about the things that you can't just yet, because they'll come to. And then you know what, you'll get good at the things that you once couldn't do, and you'll probably have a slump in the things that you can do. So it's a constant cycle, and it's a constant progression. So
and that's okay.
Yeah, focus on what you can do, not what you can't.
Having a slump in training is not a bad thing. It's always frowned upon. Like, you should be. It's hard because in this day and age, when you jump on Facebook, everyone's crushing it and I'm killing it and this is a PB. Of course, we're going to post out. People are going to post the best of their day. Why would anyone post the shit parts of their day? It wouldn't make sense for people to post a negative thing. I mean, some people do, but generally, especially with fitness, everyone's posting things that they're crushing. But it's not necessarily a bad thing if you're not killing things. You're learning, and as long as you get another chance to get out there and have another go in some way, unless you're pushing up daisies, basically, you should never give up, and you should never let that defeat you or give you a slump to push you out of training. Cool. I think they're all the questions, guys. I think that's long enough. We always talk for a long time, but we enjoy it. So You keep asking questions and we'll keep answering them.
Hey HFers, Coach Matt here for another episode of Ask the Trainer. Couple of questions to work through. The first is from Ricky about what movements do I need the most improvement in, or do I like the least? But I'm trying to look at them a little differently in that I'm trying to look at the ones that I dislike the least as the ones that are providing the most challenge at the moment and that I need to improve on. I'm not a runner at all, so I try and push myself to go to some of the WODs that have got running in them, especially with a bit of distance. I've missed the last couple of 5Ks, so I need to at some stage have a hit out at that. I'm looking at improving my engine at the moment, so I want to get better at rowing. I got to say, thrusters gas me. They destroy me every time, so I always find them a challenge. But that's what I'm looking at trying to improve at the moment. Question 2 from Angie. How do we stay motivated when there's an injury or a slump in training? Angie, I've had a range of injuries that have laid me up for, from days anywhere to weeks, and then at times months. The last one was probably at 6 months. It took me all up with some back issues. So one thing is that if you get a flat tyre on your car, you don't go and slash the other 3. So I sort of try and keep that in mind. And last time I had a significant sort of back issue that held me up with my training. Had a chat to Shane, and he pointed out as well that you can always do something. So usually I just throw everything aside as soon as I get demotivated because of injury. My diet goes, my training goes. So with that in mind, I've tried to look at it differently in that if for some reason I can't lift heavy, then okay, I'm going to work on stamina. Or I'm going to go, if I can't lift weight, then I'm going to drop right back in weight and work on technique, get my technique tweaked as much as I possibly can and work on speed. So what I've tried to do is, instead of looking at it as a slump or injury preventing me from training, I'm looking at it as a challenge, a different challenge. So, and to take my training in a different direction. So, okay, I can't lift heavy or I can't run. Rightio, then I'm going to work on technique, or I'm going to work on my rowing, and just try and take the injury out of my focus and not dwell on that, and just say, okay, well, I've got an opportunity. So for someone who, say, had a shoulder injury or couldn't lift above their head, I'd be saying, rightio, now's the time that my squatting is going to get really good, and I'm going to work on some weight for my squatting. So that's sort of the focus that I've tried to have. It seems to have worked for me a bit lately. But as always, guys, if you want to have a chat further about this stuff, then hit me up with a message or chat to me down at the gym. And I'll see you at the 7 p.m. classes.